I don't think so. I had iced tea when I was there.
How much was it?
$2.50.
Oh, he said it all the drinks for $5.
I wasn't here for the
Paul
10th,
Paul
so
gets
I'm
more
not
confused with that one.
He's
Well, I moved we accept the.
It's not $5.
I know.
I'll find out.
That's a little waste on the island.
You probably got one for everybody else.
I looked at the Devon menu on
I moved that we accept the minutes
Facebook,
from
and the
January
menu
10th.
looks really good, I mean, as far
Yep,
as
Jan and I ate there.
prices are.
Prices are okay.
Yep.
I had a French dip,
Check it, we have to do for the.
and the fries were
Motion
good.
for January 18th.
Lori Glenn's dad had the chicken fried steak dinner. He liked it.
Oh,
What was the bid code?
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Midco, I think that's the tank cleaning.
Was that mid-code the tank thingy?
We
Yes.
have to get the cleaning bill.
Reservoir.
They're coming to get it.
What was our communications? The 400?
Are you talking?
us,
Hurry up.
fire department,
Okay.
Yeah. We boost.
we bought a booster for our internet, it was a little wimpy, so we put a booster on it, fixed it right up.
Or we do this? Okay, I can do that part.
I move to
Okay.
approve the payables for the month of January.
I'll second it.
So,
We said it. She got more out of her mouth than I did.
All right, all in favor?
The girl second it.
I'm not sure how to put that in a minute.
For you.
Line goes in the shredder at the sale.
Junk.
Rose, are you ready for
Yep,
your speech?
I am. Zach's gonna present half of it, and I'm gonna present the first half. So, good evening. Since we were here the last time, we've hired an engineer, the same one you guys have, Keller Associates, to help us lead us into the future with the city's necessity to come into compliance with DEQ. The engineer agreement is being finalized, it's being worked on, there's some legalese that needed to be corrected. So we're hoping to have the preliminary engineering report done by midsummer, late summer. You guys will already be in progress going on with your project. He's presenting a couple of options for us. One is piping down to your plant and installing a train to hold our treated effluent, and a couple other alternatives. And at the same time, we've talked about maybe doing water at the same time as we're doing the sewer to lay water pipe for the future. That's to be determined. We had a sustainable utility management class that the Idaho Rural Water Association put on for us, and Justin was there, and Dick, and Jake and I. And we had a couple of guests there. One of them was Krista Baker with CETA, who helps you guys with your grants. And then Stillman and Cameron Ariel from Clearwater Financial. And he's very versed in how these systems go forward. They cited a couple of different municipal districts and how they work. And then I asked about doing like a memorandum of understanding. And one of the gentlemen from Idaho Rural Water is also a council member down near Boise. And that's what they have done with the town nearby, is they did an MOU with them to use some of the facility. And so what we're gonna do there is see where we can go with that. But it was a really good class. We learned a lot. And in our talks with DEQ, we've been told that if both towns were to cooperate, that the benefits of grant funding would be a lot greater. They're really looking to the future for the towns to work together, and they want to incentivize it by giving out more money, which would be less of an impact on the citizens for each town. They would be separate. Of course, the financial things are always separate. But when you have another town that's with you on something, it helps to create more funding. And now I'm going to turn it over to Zach.
So, just looking forward to the future of a possible partnership with Juliaetta or between our towns. We would want to invite everybody, the full council and the mayor, obviously, to a sustainable utility management class. This would be put on by our council. We have a little bit more room, I think, where we have our meetings.
Yes, and Idaho Rural Water would be the one leading the class with CETA and DEQ in attendance, and the financial planning guy. He has lawyers at his disposal to help us understand how these work.
And it would open up a time that everybody could ask any questions that we might have all together, instead of only having, you know, one or two people from each council there at a time. Everybody would be able to be there. Keller would be there, right? Stillman could go ahead and explain the process of everything, the costs. It would basically just be an educational class in the possibility of how to manage the district, an alternative of starting with a memorandum of understanding and sharing the space of Juliaetta in the wastewater facility, and how we could potentially proceed. Design and placement would be shown, and obviously questions of Stillman himself could be asked there. So that was all I was saying.
So
When are you guys wanting to do that?
whenever we can arrange it.
This is the
That's what you're
very
asking.
beginning, so I mean, it could be sort of soon, we could push it out into summer or whenever.
So whenever everybody's schedules can coordinate and works with one another.
Evenings,
Evenings.
Later weeks work better for me.
like,
Later in the week?
Later in the week.
Yeah, later on Thursday or Friday. Not
Thursday or
Friday.
Friday. Not Friday.
Not Friday.
Probably not.
By Thursday.
It's gonna be hard to get those guys to come down here probably on a Friday. But maybe like a Thursday afternoon, early evening,
It'd have to be after you got off work and we got off work.
so.
Yeah, I'm usually home about 4:30.
You work later than, yeah, you work the latest.
When do you work?
So,
I usually work till 6, but I'll make any day work, honestly, if I
Okay.
have enough time.
all right, so if we did like 6, 5:36, it could probably work. Okay.
Any day, I'll make it
Any
work.
day. So who should we contact as a liaison for the scheduling of it? Wendy?
Yeah, I mean, I say you're the president person.
Yeah, me or Wendy.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
So, all you're asking for tonight is for us to attend this meeting, right?
Yes, that's it.
That's it. No,
Just so we
nothing
can-
else.
The general idea would be for just everybody to be in the same room and get on the same page, so that, you know,
We all get the same information at the same time. It's
yes,
not-
at the same time, and it's
Yeah.
not like me and Rose going back and telling everyone else what happened, and,
Right.
just so we have a better idea, I guess, and a clearer picture of it, so.
Well, if you're moving forward together, that's kind of what you need to do anyway.
Yes, and in order to facilitate it, you kind of have to all be together, and to do that, we have to have a special meeting, so we figured we'd come and approach the subject with you guys.
Do we have to make an action item out of that? But to make a decision?
To go to the exploratory meeting?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. I put it on there just in case.
I mean, I don't,
I mean, I guess you'd be deciding if you want to proceed this far with that, or if you're just gonna say, yeah, no, we're not interested.
yeah, we're gonna, I mean, I don't have a problem going forward and go to the meeting and handle that.
I
Just
think we
getting
can.
more information.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go ahead and have to publish it and post it as a special meeting anyway, so there would be notification that way, just like we would have to do.
Mhm.
make a motion to move forward with the exploratory joint meeting with Kendrick.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor? Passes.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Well, we need to, we have a little accident. And so the boys would like to have safety glasses that they can wear when they get working close together.
Does our insurance cover safety glasses, or your insurance?
I don't believe so, but Bonnie has an angle on where she can get them fairly inexpensively, a pair of prescription sunglasses, or not sunglasses, but glasses, so. Because I slept and fell and hit Ryan's glasses with a shovel and broke them, they were prescription and they were pretty spinny, so the follow-up to that is that the state insurance fund didn't pay for them, but Bonnie found a website, and she orders her glasses from this place, and they have safety glasses, and she said, well, why don't you guys just wear safety glasses at work? And so, you know, I don't know what the final cost would be, but she would probably be able to tell you, you know, what the final cost would be, or if, you know, if you think, and we both wear glasses already, so I guess if we had a different employee and neither one of us wore glasses, it wouldn't be a big, you know,
Right.
necessarily be an issue, but. It
It
might
still be,
protect
might
your
still be,
eyes,
yeah.
yeah.
And what's the other possible safety equipment you gues are talking about?
I wasn't sure if there was other safety
Was there
equipment you were
other-
talking about or not.
Other possible safety equipment. Well. I'm not thinking of it right this moment.
Now,
Is there any other, do you guys need like hearing protection? I would think that stuff
Well,
like that isn't prescription, so it could just be bought out of your
Well, I
budget.
bought Ryan a pair of earphone, you know, just sound noise blocking ones, and I had bought a pair like 2 years ago, so we each have a pair now. Because we were buying the throwaway ones, you know, boxes and boxes and and I don't like sticking them in my
I
ear.
don't even,
So we got those, but I can't think of anything right off the bat, what would the other possible safety thing would be at the
Well, I'd
moment.
like to hear what the cost would be myself,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I think
yeah.
we can table that.
Is that a motion to table?
Yeah, make a motion to table.
Well, second that.
We do get an eye exam for $50. That's with our eye insurance through the city. So the eye exam is only $50. Then we just pay, and then we also get frames, $100 towards frames, but I would use that probably towards personal glasses,
Right.
not safety, but, so.
Yeah, I think the mill pays $300 towards safety glasses. And
Oh, really? Wow.
Because they get pretty pricey when you get side shields and the prescription and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, would definitely be $600.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I usually don't go that expensive, but I know that they can be up to 1,000, or, I mean, whatever you wanna spend on glasses, you can spend, so.
But I know there is those websites that if you have your prescription, you can just enter in and get it
Yeah.
more cheaper.
I think that's what Bonnie does. That's
Yeah.
what she does, yeah.
Yeah.
She told me that.
Zinni.
Okay, I have a lot, I'll be brief.
Oh, do we vote on that one?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
we've got a vote on
Oh, I
this.
No, I didn't think we did.
I don't think so.
No, we didn't vote on.
Yeah, we just.
We
seconded.
tabled it.
Yeah, we got a vote
Oh,
on
yeah, he
tabling
did,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I seconded.
In favor?
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll try to be quick. So, along with Kendrick's situation, our wastewater permit application is due by June 1st, I believe, or the end of
Yes.
July.
Yeah.
We asked for an extension because we didn't realize it was already coming up that fast. So our limits and our things may change down the road, we don't know, for our plan. The TOC removal that's on our bill, we did have the reservoir cleaned by Midco, and our last 2 months of TOC have been awesome. But we can't take it off the bill yet. If you have to have, I think Wendy, you have to have like a full year, or 6 months or something of
he
it
didn't tell me
being.
an exact timeline, but he figured by around midsummer, if things keep going on the way they've been going
Then we
on.
can drop that off our
Yeah.
bill and get rid of that. So we're meeting it now. but we just can't take it off the bill yet. Ryan is moved down, so he's living in my rental trailer behind the castle. And he is signing up for internet, so he must be planning on staying, so he's doing good, better, a lot better than having to drive every day. So that's good. He found these cameras on Amazon. There's 5. He printed out one for $5 and one for $4. The price is $227, and they have a 2-year lithium battery, which can be replaced, and they're wireless, so we could give every city council person the password. They download an app, and you go to the park, and you can see the cameras.
So these are for cameras for at the park?
We were thinking about 3 for the park, 1 for City Hall, and 1 for the water plant. But for $227, that's really inexpensive, in my opinion. It has been brought to my attention that you can get also electric ones that plug in, but it might be a little more tricky as to where we can place them. These, we can just stick anywhere we think is a good spot. So
They're outdoor rated?
They're outdoor, yep, they're outdoor rated. The drill rig was at the wastewater plant today, so the engineering company has started the pre-construction, so they're getting all their drill bores done, and they'll be back tomorrow finishing up their boreholes for construction.
How deep are they drilling?
I'm not sure. They were at each hole for a really long time, so I'm sure they had to go through rock, cobble, river rock. I mean,
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just
they were supposed to have done it in a day, and they didn't, so I'm sure they're struggling to get
solid block.
through that. Ryan and I are pretty sure we have a leak in the upper reservoir. It's losing about 1 foot of water a day, and we've been actively looking for the leak, and it's not in town. So, and we checked meters last month, and nobody had a really high overage on their meters. So, we went out Cooks Canyon today, and we're pretty sure it's the line that runs out to Fliggers, the old service line. We couldn't find where it was leaking exactly, but I talked to Frank today, and Frank said that they had to repair that line multiple times.
Up there,
Yeah,
almost
so,
to the top is,
yeah, it goes along a road up there and then drops down. So we're gonna be exploring up there, trying to find out where the leak is, and as soon as we find it, we'll fix it, but it's gotta be, if there's no water in the ditches by the roads, there's no water in anybody's yards. We checked all the vaults today, where the pressure reducing valves are, no water. So it's gotta be a lot of water. 1 foot a day is a lot of water. And normally it stays perfectly level, because there's not very many people on the upper reservoir. I'm taking my water 1 license test on March 3rd, so I've been studying for that, so I'll have that done. The backhoe is, we were using the backhoe, and when Ryan was driving it over to the sludge bed, we noticed some hydraulic fluid coming out of the front rams that run the front wheels. So he called Cat came and looked at it, they gave us an estimate of $3,100 to fix it. We haven't pulled the trigger on it because it's not doing it now. So we're gonna keep an eye on it and just see what's going on with it. Maybe the hydraulic fluid wasn't warmed up enough that day.
make sure that you always set the bucket on the ground when you're done with them.
Okay,
Because when you leave it up, then that leaves pressure on it all the time,
okay.
and that can,
I
Pop
generally
your
leave it
O-ring.
down, but I will make sure that
Yeah.
Ryan knows and that we leave it down, if
that's,
it wasn't.
you want to, like the wheel tractor out here, or the backhoe, or any of them, you always want to set them on the ground.
Okay.
If you leave them up, then that leaves pressure against them, and they will
Okay,
break the O-ring.
all right, well, I'll let you guys know if we end up having to have it serviced, but for right now, we're just keeping an eye on it and going from there. The concession stand at the park, it sounds like Bonnie is going to be selling concessions for the baseball association. They are not selling concessions this year. Mike's demolishing his trailer and they're not having anything to do with it. So Bonnie volunteered to do it as part of the Splash Pad fundraising. She asked me to look at the concession stand. She kind of thinks it could be revamped, like maybe a new refrigerator, different stove. The hot water heater is not working again, even though it's just a little tiny one, and Josh and I replaced it. Clifford was talking to me today about knocking out the back wall in the kitchen and making it larger because we don't need that big of a storage space in the back. I mean, a little bit, I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that that's coming down the line. We're gonna look at it, see if what needs to be done down there, maybe if anything needs to be updated or whatever. Plug the fridge in, see if it works, that kind of stuff. It does. The other thing is, I've asked Ryan to get bids for new windows for the water plant. So we have the front window replaced and it's very nice and clean and beautiful. And the other windows are aluminum windows and there's water condensation and
they
everything
sweat.
inside, which we can't clean. So I talked to Bonnie, she says we have a capital building fund, and if it's not too expensive, I'll let you guys decide. We'll get multiple bids. It would really jazz up the water plant to get new windows, so. Plus I'm looking for projects for him to handle on his own and do, so that's something that he can do down there. So,
Yeah, the aluminum frame, they sweat. It
yeah,
doesn't make any difference what you do, they sweat.
there would be 4 windows, yeah, and they're not huge, I mean, so it shouldn't be astronomical or anything, but
Yeah.
we'll let you know. And that's all I have.
Justin, do those cameras that you looked at, do they record also?
I'm not sure if they record all the time. They have infrared. It says they have infrared so they can see at night. It says, Blink Outdoors, a wireless battery-powered HD security camera that helps you monitor your home day or night with infrared night vision. Long-lasting battery life. Outdoor runs for up to 2 years. Store video clips and photos in the cloud with the Blink subscription plan. Or buy a USB flash drive sold separately. So I can't imagine that they would be continuously. I think they're probably more like a trail camera where they take a photo. I mean, I might be
They
wrong.
only come on when
If someone comes
there's
around
something
with
movement.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we can look into it more. I mean, we're just trying to find something to get down there.
That'd be well worth it.
Because, you know, the people are,
City and Kendrick.
you know, just,
I would
happen.
I would check on the subscription fund to see how much that is,
okay,
bring that with you.
okay.
First time something happens and you don't have it recorded or
Yeah.
Exactly, it would be so
Yeah.
frustrating.
This is subscription fund ain't that expensive.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
You did a lot, you did good though.
it's not going on.
No, that's good.
The only thing I have is you need to watch the chickens. Because the chickens are out roaming around and
Keep
they don't
them.
look like they want.
The eggs are gold.
I don't think these chickens lay eggs.
Well, they eat them.
But anyway, I've already talked to by the neighbor, and I'm in between the 2 neighbors, so I, don't want the chickens to get in her yard this year.
I don't have anything.
I'm guilty of chickens roaming, but I'm down by the tower where they clean up and reduces the rats and stuff.
No, you're okay,
Okay, just, I'm guilty.
I know where that one chicken is.
I just have a couple things. One, TDS got all the lights down at the park, so we are good there. They're all done.
Oh,
They're in my shop and I'll bring them down. Also, I had my first SWAC meeting on, I think it was the 3rd of February. So there was 2 proposals, one from Inland North Waste, one from Sunshine, interested in the bid for Latah County. We're meeting again on the 17th. And we are actually sitting down and talking to Inland North Waste first, and then Sunshine after. So if you have any questions or concerns that you would like me to bring to Inland Northway's attention about the service, or if you have any questions that you might want me to ask Sunshine, just shoot me an email. It's, I think 2:30 is when we meet with them, so as long as I get them before then, I'll be willing to ask them. And I do have a lot of questions about
And what day is that again?
Friday, 17th, so I do have a lot of questions about missed accounts in our town, so if you come up with something, just shoot me a message or whatever, and I'll be sure and pass it along, and there should be more to come next month from SWAC. So I got.
So, the New York Post, I've saved this article, it's tragic. A young boy in Idaho was mauled to death in January by stray dogs. So I just saw one coming up here, so I just thought I'd mention it. These were Rottweilers, but it does happen. We have a lot of them sometimes.
We're not the chickens.
What's
Was it
that?
on Third?
It was right on Main Street, it was a big brown dog.
Oh, he was up there on State Street, yeah, when I came home today.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
harmless, but they dog can change too.
Yeah, they sure can.
Well, that one that
Going by.
Terry had
Mhm.
went after that guy when he was walking down the street that one time.
And my husband says when he walks it, there's some dogs are, you know, we're dog people, so we're always talking to dogs, but some are nice, but some of them come right out after.
Yeah, this kid was in his own yard, and it got his mom too, but she survived. But, I mean, it would just be the most awful thing.
Yeah.
On her.
Yeah.
That's all.
Clifford?
Yeah, our hot water heater in the fire hall's kinda at half mast.
50-gallon, and
But yeah, we'll change it out. I went to check on prices today. They're kind of spendy, but we'll fix it. And we might have the opportunity to upgrade our red fire truck
Oh, that'd be nice.
by 20 years, so. Might, heavy on the might.
Which fire truck is that?
The, red one,
Number?
50, or 23. Because the pump in it's outdated. If anything happens to the pump on that truck, it's scrap iron. So we might be able to upgrade it. Really reasonable.
Cool. Sorry, do we want to talk about a potential meeting date with City of Kendrick while we're all here together, or would you rather have some time to think about it and email later?
I think it might be best for them to set it up with the people that are doing the meeting to kind of figure out what's best for them.
I can get a hold of Paul and talk to him, and I can let you know tomorrow.
Okay.
Because he was in Kendrick last week, and I told him that we were trying to get something going, and he said just let him know, and we can go from there.
Okay.
Is that it? I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
all in favor? Passes.
Yeah.